You think you know how the dinosaurs died? The classic story is a simple one, etched into our collective memory like a Hollywood movie scene. A fiery asteroid, a blinding flash, and then silent extinction. But that's only half the story. The truth is stranger, more complex, and more awe-inspiring than a single cosmic bullet. The real legacy of the dinosaurs isn't just a tale of cataclysm, but of a quiet, slow-motion disaster that preceded it. A truth that has been buried for millions of years, waiting for you to unearth it. We're going to pull back the curtain on this forgotten history, and I'll show you a world you thought was lost, but which is, in fact, still very much alive all around you. To understand the final moments of the dinosaur kingdom, we must first look at the long, grueling war that weakened them for millennia. Before a single space rock made its famous entrance, a geological calamity was already unfolding right under their feet. For thousands of years, the Earth itself was attacking its own dominant species, preparing the stage for the final act. This wasn't a quick, explosive event. It was a slow-motion, chronic illness that brought a healthy civilization to its knees. Imagine standing not in the quiet, star-filled skies of a national park like Yosemite, but on a vast, hostile plain in what would one day become India. The air would be thick with the smell of sulfur and ash. What you're seeing isn't just one volcano, but a wound on the planet's crust, the Deccan Traps, where the Earth's fiery insides were spilling out. It was a flood of lava so immense, so relentless, that it could have covered the entire state of Texas again and again. This wasn't a singular eruption. It was a non-stop, oozing, bubbling eruption that spewed trillions of tons of deadly gases and volcanic dust into the atmosphere over hundreds of thousands of years. It was a cosmic pimple bursting, and it poisoned the planet's atmosphere. The immediate effect was a volcanic winter, as dust and aerosols blocked out the sun, plunging the Earth into a brutal, deep freeze. Plants withered, food chains collapsed. Then, as the dust settled, the real poison kicked in. All that carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide created a super greenhouse effect, heating the planet to a feverish temperature, acidifying the oceans, and killing off marine life from the bottom up. Scientists sometimes joke that the asteroid wasn't the killer, but the universe's mercy shot for an already terminally ill planet. The dinosaurs, magnificent as they were a kingdom in decline, fighting a war against their own home. This long-forgotten history poses a powerful question. Could the dinosaurs have survived if their world wasn't already on the brink of collapse? This isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's a testament to the resilience of life and a warning about the fragility of our ecosystems. Their weakness wasn't a sudden shock, but a pre-existing condition, and this fact changes everything. If you're ready to see the bigger picture, comment "truth" below and join us as we rewrite history. The stage was set, the kingdom was sick, and now we prepare to witness the final blow. Next, we'll dive into the great impact itself. With the world already sick, reeling from millennia of volcanic poison, the stage was set for a final, unimaginable catastrophe. It was a moment that every sci-fi movie and dinosaur documentary has tried to capture. But the reality was far more terrifying than fiction. You've seen the images, a mountain of rock, a fiery streak across the prehistoric sky. But what was it truly like? Let's take a journey to that final second, a journey that begins not on Earth, but in the cold, silent void of space. Imagine a chunk of rock, 6 miles wide, roughly the size of Mount Everest, hurtling through the vacuum at over 45,000 miles per hour. That's 40 times the speed of a bullet. This wasn't just a rock. It was a cosmic hammer blow, a piece of primordial debris on a collision course with destiny. As it entered the atmosphere, the friction would have superheated it, turning it into a brilliant fireball, a second sun in the sky that would have dwarfed the actual sun. If you were a Tyrannosaurus Rex looking up from a coastal plain, you wouldn't have understood what you were seeing. But the sheer blinding light would have been the last thing you ever saw. In that single, fleeting instant, the moment of impact, time itself seemed to shatter. The asteroid struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, creating a crater over 110 miles wide. The energy released was a staggering 100 million megatons of TNT, equivalent to more than 1 billion Hiroshima bombs exploding at once. It was a force so immense that it vaporized the rock, superheated the ground into a glass-like sheet, and instantly created a tsunami thousands of feet high. A shockwave rippled out, a literal wall of compressed air, so powerful it would have scoured the landscape bare for hundreds of miles. The devastation didn't stop there. As the pulverized rock and debris from the craters shot up into the atmosphere, it rained back down across the planet as superheated projectiles. This created a global firestorm, a deadly rain that ignited forests and grasslands from pole to pole. The world, already sick from the volcanoes, was now on fire. The soot and dust from the impact then shrouded the planet in a nuclear winter, far more severe and instantaneous than the volcanic winter. The sun's light was blocked for months, perhaps years. Temperatures plummeted, and the plants that had survived the fires died in the cold and darkness. The asteroid wasn't just the final blow. It was a cosmic reset button. For decades, the discovery of the iridium layer, a thin, global layer of this rare element found in meteorites, was the smoking gun that proved the impact theory. But we now know it wasn't just a single event. It was a hammer blow on a world already weakened. The dinosaurs, those magnificent rulers of the land, didn't stand a chance. This leads us to a fascinating question. Which event do you think was the true killer? The long, drawn-out illness from the Deccan traps, or the sudden, violent death stroke from the heavens? Let us know what you think in the comments below. In the face of such complete and utter devastation, all life should have been wiped out. And yet, some did survive. The story of what came next, and the incredible lineage that defied extinction, is our next chapter. The fire and fury of the Great Impact gave way to a long, cold night. The world was a tomb, shrouded in perpetual darkness as the sun's light was blotted out by a thick blanket of dust and soot. Temperatures plummeted, acid rain fell from the sky, and life, for the most part, was extinguished. The magnificent, thriving ecosystems that had defined the Mesozoic era were gone. You might imagine the Earth to be an empty, desolate rock. But even in the face of such complete devastation, life found a way. This is the story of the tenacious few, the creatures who clung to existence in the shadows and carried the torch of life through humanity's darkest hour. So, who were these survivors? The answer lies in their size and their habits. The biggest and most vulnerable were gone, leaving a world where being small, adaptable, and a bit of a scavenger was a winning strategy. Think of a tiny shrew-like mammal, burrowing deep underground, surviving on seeds and insects that were insulated from the freezing temperatures above. These were the ancestors of every mammal on Earth today. And they were, in their own way, the silent heroes of the New Age. While the world above was a sterile, lifeless wasteland, a secret world of life continued to pulse in burrows and under rocks, a testament to the power of adaptation. But mammals weren't the only ones. The fossil record shows a fascinating event known as the fern spike. After the dust settled and the global firestorm ceased, the first plants to recover and dominate the scorched landscape were ferns. This sudden abundance of a single plant type created a temporary, albeit monotonous, ecosystem. It was a world that favored the few herbivores that could digest ferns. But it was a sign that life was beginning its slow crawl back from the abyss. On this bizarre, fern-covered planet, a handful of other creatures managed to persist. Turtles and crocodiles, with their low metabolisms and ability to survive for long periods without food, were able to ride out the worst of the impact winter. They were nature's ultimate survivalists, patiently waiting for the world to heal. The greatest survivors, however, were not the ones who hid in burrows or hunkered down in the swamps. They were a lineage of dinosaurs themselves. We've often thought of the extinction as a clean sweep, a total eradication of the dinosaur family. But that's not quite right. A specific, small, and nimble group of feathered dinosaurs found a way to survive the cataclysm. They were the outliers, a genetic footnote in a world of giants, and they were about to inherit the Earth. Imagine a world where the biggest predators are gone, leaving behind an all-you-can-eat buffet of dead things. It was a temporary golden age for scavengers, and these small, resilient dinosaurs were perfectly poised to take advantage. This is the most critical part of the story. The survival of these few wasn't just a matter of luck. Their smaller size, faster metabolism, and adaptability gave them a crucial edge. They were the seeds of a new world, carrying the genetic code of their mighty ancestors through a bottleneck of epic proportions. This leads to a profound question. What do you think was the most important trait for survival in a global apocalypse? Was it size, adaptability, or just pure dumb luck? Comment your thoughts below. The story of these survivors is a story of hope and resilience. But it's also a story of a secret lineage, one that would not just survive, but thrive. The truth about the dinosaurs' ultimate legacy is closer than you think. And in our next chapter, we will meet them face to face. The fire and fury of the Great Impact gave way to a long, cold night. And in the ashes of the old world, a new one was born. Among the scavengers and burrowers, one lineage didn't just cling to life. It evolved, adapted, and began a new chapter for the dinosaurs. What if I told you that the great reptiles never truly vanished? What if their legacy isn't just in the fossils we dig up, but is a living, breathing part of our world today, hiding in plain sight? The truth is, they're still here. When you see a bird soaring over the Grand Canyon, diving for fish in a placid lake, or simply chirping from a tree outside your window, you're not just looking at a bird. You are looking at a modern, living dinosaur. This may sound like a science fiction plot twist, but it's one of the most profound and well-supported revelations in all of paleontology. The story of how this connection was made is a testament to scientific curiosity and the incredible power of the fossil record. Back in the 19th century, a fossil called Archaeopteryx was discovered, a creature with both feathers and skeletal features of a dinosaur. It was a missing link that sent shockwaves through the scientific community and hinted at a lineage few dared to imagine. The science behind this connection is beautiful and undeniable. Birds aren't just related to dinosaurs. They are the direct evolutionary descendants of a specific group of two-legged, carnivorous dinosaurs known as theropods. Think of the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex and the nimble velociraptor. Birds are their smaller, feathered cousins. The evidence is etched into their very bones. Like their dinosaur ancestors, birds have a wishbone, a furcula, three-toed feet, and hollow, lightweight bones that make flight possible. The evolution of feathers didn't even start for flight. They likely began as a way for smaller dinosaurs to stay warm or to attract mates. It's a transformation as profound as a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, but on a geological timescale. The feathered predators that survived the impact were perfectly poised to evolve and, in a sense, reclaim the skies. This changes everything. When you hear a hoot owl's call on a quiet night, it's not just a bird's cry. It's the echo of a Jurassic predator, a legacy that survived a global apocalypse and learned to sing. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? Our world isn't just populated by the mammals that rose to prominence. It's also ruled by the descendants of the dinosaurs who, after their kingdom was shattered, evolved into a completely new form. The mighty hunter became a hummingbird. The fearsome roar became a delicate song. So next time you're having a Thanksgiving turkey, just remember you're dining with a distant, feathery cousin of the T-Rex. This revelation is the ultimate twist in the dinosaur story, a secret lineage that endured and thrived. It asks us to redefine what we thought we knew about extinction. It wasn't an end. It was an evolution. What's the most surprising thing you've learned about the connection between birds and dinosaurs? Comment your thoughts below. But how did these ancient hunters go from scales to feathers and take to the skies? The incredible story of this avian evolution and the genetic secrets that made it possible is our next chapter. We now know that the dinosaurs didn't vanish. They simply changed. But this transformation wasn't a sudden magical event. It was an epic, painstaking journey of evolution, a cosmic rebranding that spanned millions of years. This is the story of how a lineage of scaly predators, hunters that once ruled the land, underwent a complete physical and genetic overhaul to conquer a new domain, the skies. It's the ultimate underdog story, more compelling than any Hollywood blockbuster. The key to this transformation, of course, was feathers. We often think of feathers as being for flight, but the fossil record tells a more complex and fascinating story. The earliest feathers, found on small theropod dinosaurs, were simple, hair-like structures likely used for insulation. It was a crucial adaptation that allowed these small creatures to survive the frigid volcanic winters and the darkness of the impact aftermath. Later, these simple feathers evolved into more complex, pennaceous feathers, which were perfect for visual display, a flash of color to attract a mate or intimidate a rival. It was only much later, as their bodies became smaller and more agile, that these feathers became a key tool for flight, a brilliant example of a biological feature being repurposed for an entirely new function. But feathers were only part of the story. The skeletal changes were just as profound. Over millions of years, the bones of these dinosaurs became hollow, a perfect lightweight design for an animal that would one day take to the air. Their long, stiff tails shortened and fused, giving way to the flexible pygostyle, which provides the anchor for a bird's tail feathers. Their hands, once designed for grasping prey, became fused into a single structure, the perfect framework for a wing. This wasn't a single genetic tweak. It was an entire architectural redesign, with each small change building upon the last, like a master sculptor refining their work over a geological timescale. Evolution, in a sense, took a T-Rex, shrunk it down, gave it a great metabolism, and told it to fly. It's the ultimate cosmic glow-up. This physical transformation was complemented by a radical shift in physiology. To power flight, these dinosaur descendants developed a high-energy metabolism, a trait that also helped them survive the harsh, unstable world after the asteroid impact. Their brains also grew larger in proportion to their bodies, allowing for the advanced coordination and complex behaviors we see in birds today. From intricate nest building to stunning migratory journeys, the very essence of these animals was changing, moving from the lumbering giants of the past to the nimble, intelligent flyers of the future. This massive evolutionary leap is a testament to the power of adaptation and the incredible persistence of life. It shows that even in the face of near total extinction, a handful of survivors can hold the genetic code for an entire new era. So when you watch a hummingbird hover or a bald eagle soar, you're not just seeing a bird, you're seeing the culmination of a 66 million year journey. The transformation was complete, and with it came the dawn of a new era. What do you find most incredible about this massive evolutionary leap? Was it the feathers, the bones, or the metabolism? Share your thoughts below. The world was reborn, shaped by the legacy of the dinosaurs. Next, we explore this vibrant new reality and the surprising role they played in it. The transformation from scaly predator to feathered flyer was complete. And with it, the world itself was reborn, reshaped and revitalized by the surprising legacy of the dinosaurs. The asteroid had done its work, but it was the survivors, those quiet, tenacious few, who would ultimately define the new age. The great cataclysm didn't just create a void. It created a blank canvas, and the artists who painted the new world were the descendants of those who had been left behind. This is the story of how life, with a little help from the last dinosaurs, climbed back from the abyss and created the vibrant, complex world we know today. The most immediate change, of course, was the opportunity for new life to rise. With the giant, land-dwelling dinosaurs gone, a massive power vacuum was created. The tiny, shrew-like mammals that had spent millions of years living in the shadows could now emerge. They grew, they diversified, and they took over the land, evolving into everything from colossal elephants to cunning predators. But this new age wasn't just about the rise of mammals. It was also about the quiet resurgence of the dinosaurs' own lineage, the birds. Birds, with their unique ability to fly, were perfectly positioned to fill a dizzying array of ecological roles. They became the new apex predators of the air. Their sharp beaks and keen eyesight, a brutal echo of the raptors they descended from. They became the new scavengers, cleaning up the remnants of death and decay. And most importantly, they became the new gardeners of the planet. Through their long-distance flights and their seed-dispersing diets, birds played a crucial role in the reforestation of the planet. Imagine a world still recovering from a global firestorm. Now picture a small finch carrying a seed in its gut, flying hundreds of miles to a barren patch of land, and in a single act of nature, planting the first tree of a new forest. This was a global effort, a collective rewilding carried out by the dinosaurs' own descendants. This new world wasn't just a carbon copy of the old one. It was something entirely new. It was a world of diversity and specialization, a true biological boom. The incredible variety of birds we see today, over 10,000 species, from hummingbirds to ostriches, is a direct result of this explosive diversification that began in the aftermath of the extinction event. So the next time you see a pigeon on a park bench, just remember that its ancestors saw the biggest show on Earth and lived to tell the tale. They were the architects of a new world, not just passive inhabitants. It's a powerful thought, isn't it? The same lineage that produced the most fearsome predators in history is also responsible for the beauty and diversity of the world we see from our national parks to our city skies. The world as we know it was forged in the fires of a cosmic disaster. It was a brutal crucible, but it gave rise to something new and beautiful. What do you find most fascinating about how life re-emerged and what role the dinosaurs' descendants played in it? Share your thoughts below. The echoes of the dinosaur age are all around us, not just in the air, but in the ground we walk on. Next, we'll explore the surprising connections between the monsters of the past and the gentle giants of today, a story you might have never expected. The world may have been reborn, but the echoes of the dinosaur age never faded. They're all around us, in the animals we see every day, if you just know where to look. We've unraveled the story of the great extinction, the survivors, and the incredible transformation that allowed them to take to the skies. But the story doesn't end there. The final truth, the most compelling part of this cosmic epic, is that the dinosaurs' DNA and their ancient behaviors are still with us, a living memory woven into the fabric of our modern world. This is where the monsters of the past meet the gentle giants of today, in a lineage you might find in your own backyard. Let's look at the most obvious example. Birds. We've established they are dinosaurs, but the connection goes far beyond just a genetic link. The behaviors you see in birds today are direct echoes of their long-lost ancestors. For instance, the practice of birds sitting on their eggs to keep them warm, known as brooding, is a behavior we once thought was unique to birds. But a famous fossil discovery, the oviraptor, once falsely named the egg thief, was found fossilized sitting on a nest, arms outstretched. We now know it wasn't stealing eggs. It was a dedicated parent, brooding its clutch. So, when you watch a hen on a farm or a sparrow on its nest, you are witnessing an ancient, dinosaurian parental instinct in action. A quiet and profound legacy that survived the apocalypse. The anatomical connections are equally striking. Take an ostrich or an emu, for example. These flightless birds have a very primitive pelvic structure that more closely resembles that of a theropod dinosaur than a modern flying bird. They are, in a sense, living fossils, walking around with the hips of their ancient, ground-dwelling ancestors. This tells us a story of a lineage that never fully committed to flight, a path not taken that still holds the blueprint of their past. And the science is getting even wilder. Scientists today are actively working on projects to de-evolve birds, manipulating their genes to activate dormant dinosaur traits. We're talking about trying to give a chicken a toothy snout or a long reptilian tail. This isn't just a quirky scientific experiment. It's proof that the dinosaur is still there, lurking in the DNA of every bird. But the legacy isn't just in birds. Consider the crocodile, a creature that has been around since the age of dinosaurs. Their basic body plan has changed very little in 200 million years. They are living time capsules, silent witnesses to the asteroid impact, the volcanic winters, and the rise and fall of countless species. When you see a crocodile sunning itself on a riverbank, you're not just looking at a reptile. You're seeing a creature that shared the planet with T. Rex, a living testament to the enduring power of survival, from the way they build nests to the way they defend their young. The dinosaur legacy is everywhere. Imagine Jurassic Park not as a movie, but as a window into the past that you can open just by stepping into your own backyard. What modern animal do you think holds the most surprising dinosaur traits? Comment your answer below. The story of the dinosaurs is not over. It is an ongoing epic. But what does their enduring legacy truly mean for us? Next, we'll explore their final, most important secret and the cosmic lesson they left behind. We have journeyed through a world shattered by fire and ice, a story of a kingdom's fall and a lineage's miraculous rise. But what does the story of the dinosaurs, this epic tale of extinction and survival, truly mean for us? It's more than just a historical footnote about a group of giant lizards. It's a profound cosmic lesson about the fragility of life and the immense, enduring power of resilience. It's a story that puts our own existence into a humbling perspective, The dinosaurs ruled the Earth for over 160 million years. A period of time so vast it's almost impossible for the human mind to grasp. Our own species has only been around for a geological blink of an eye. Their dominance seemed absolute, their reign unbreakable. And yet, in a single, catastrophic moment, it all came crashing down. The story of the dinosaurs is a powerful reminder that our place in the universe is not guaranteed. We are all part of a cosmic lottery, and the very existence of our world and everything in it is a direct result of a random event that took place 66 million years ago. We are, in a very real sense, the beneficiaries of their tragedy. But the legacy is not just about our own luck. It's about their incredible persistence. The dinosaurs' biggest secret wasn't their size or their ferocity. It was their ability to become something entirely new. Their story is a powerful testament that life doesn't just cling to the past. It adapts, evolves, and reinvents itself in the face of impossible odds. They didn't die out. They ascended. They gave up the land to the mammals, but they took to the skies and mastered a new domain. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember that the world we live in is the direct result of a fateful night, and that the creatures flying above you are the living proof that life, no matter what, finds a way. The story of the dinosaurs is a timeless epic, a narrative that connects the ancient past to our vibrant present. It's an ongoing saga of transformation and survival, a story that tells us everything and nothing about our future. It reminds us that our own time on this planet is just a small chapter, and that the universe itself is full of mysteries far grander than we can ever imagine. The dinosaur story is a reminder that the universe is full of secrets. If you want to join us to uncover more of these cosmic truths and feel the awe of discovery, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who loves a good story. And for our next journey, we're diving into the monsters of deep space, exploring the mind-bending truth about the universe's most terrifying black holes. You won't want to miss it. The story of the dinosaurs isn't just about a past event. It's a profound lesson about the universe itself. We've traced the fall of an empire, the survival of the resilient, and the incredible rebirth of a planet. But all of this, every single piece of this epic puzzle, came down to a cosmic game of chance, a lottery drawn on a cataclysmic scale. We are here because a rock of a very specific size happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was an event so random, so improbable, that it should humble us all. Life is fragile. The dinosaurs' reign of over 160 million years, a period of dominance so vast it's almost impossible for the human mind to grasp, was ended in a single, fleeting moment. The asteroid that hit was of a very specific size, just big enough to cause a global mass extinction, but not so big as to sterilize the planet completely. If it had been slightly smaller, the dinosaurs might have survived, and the age of mammals, and by extension, our own age, might have never begun. If it had been much larger, our planet would have been rendered a sterile, lifeless wasteland, a perpetual tomb of melted rock. The universe, in a sense, doesn't have a plan. It just has a lot of big rocks. And on that fateful day, the alignment was just right to change everything. The fact that we are here to even tell this story is a miracle of immense proportions. The dinosaurs lost the lottery, and we won. We are the direct beneficiaries of their tragedy. Imagine standing at the edge of the Chicxulub crater, a wound on our planet that tells the story of a world that almost ended. It's a scar that reminds us that the Earth is not static. It is an active, dynamic place, subject to the whims of a cold, in different universe. Our own species, which has been around for a geological blink of an eye, owes its existence to this event. It's a perspective that should make us feel small, but also incredibly grateful for the strange, beautiful, and unlikely world we inhabit. This cosmic lottery gave us our chance, but it also gave us a great responsibility. We are the inheritors of a world that survived. We are the first species with the knowledge and technology to understand the universe that created us and the forces that almost destroyed our predecessors. The dinosaurs were magnificent, but they were not aware of the approaching threat. We, however, have the ability to look up at the stars and see the dangers that lie in wait. The question is, what will we do with this knowledge? This story isn't just a lesson from the past. It's a blueprint for our future. The dinosaurs lost the lottery, and we won. What does that immense cosmic luck make you feel? Let us know in the comments below. The story of the dinosaurs is not over. It is an ongoing epic. And in our final chapter, we'll explore what it truly means for us and the shared future we are building. The story of the dinosaurs is a powerful lesson from the past. But what can we, as the current dominant species, learn from their rise and fall? The answer lies in the very essence of their legacy. We are not separate from their story. We are the next chapter in the same book, a chapter that is still being written. The Dinosaurian saga is an epic of loss and rebirth, a reminder that with great power comes great responsibility. Our journey, born from their destruction, gives us a unique perspective and a chance to do things differently. First and foremost, the dinosaur's story is a testament to the power of scientific curiosity. For decades, the dinosaur extinction was a complete mystery, a puzzle with no solution. It was only through the tireless work of scientists, the discovery of a thin layer of iridium, and the eventual confirmation of a massive crater that the truth was revealed. Their story teaches us that we should never stop asking questions, never stop digging, and never stop exploring the unknown. It is our curiosity and our commitment to science that allows us to look back 66 million years and understand the forces that shaped our world. Second, the dinosaur legacy is a sobering reminder of our responsibility as the planet's stewards. The dinosaurs couldn't prevent their doom, but we, with our technology and knowledge, might be able to. The same curiosity that allows us to find a fossilized dinosaur egg also allows us to map the solar system, track potential asteroid threats, and understand our own impact on the planet's climate. We are the inheritors of the dinosaur's legacy, and we have a chance to not only survive the next cosmic lottery, but to ensure that the beautiful and complex ecosystems that came after them continue to thrive. We are the first species with the power to both destroy and to protect on a planetary scale. So, when you see a bird flying high above you, remember that it is not just an animal. It is the living legacy of a forgotten empire. Its song is the echo of a kingdom that fell, and its existence is the proof that life, no matter what, finds a way. Our story isn't separate from theirs. It's the next chapter in the same book. We stand on the shoulders of giants, both the extinct and the enduring, and the future we build, the one we choose, will be the true final act in their enduring legacy. The dinosaur's story is an endless source of awe and wonder. If you want to join us to uncover more of these cosmic secrets and feel the immense wonder of our universe, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who loves a good story. And for our next journey, we're diving into the monsters of deep space, exploring the mind-bending truth about the universe's most terrifying black holes. You won't want to miss it.